Hello there, humans. What are you doing? It's a beautiful Monday morning, and usually I do not do these shows on Mondays in the, before noon. In fact, I probably do them in the evening. But considering most people probably have a little time off to themselves, I figured I'd offer some of my time here and possibly take you on a journey through my kitchen, my cabinets. And maybe we'll get into herbology, some of the things in my cabinets that can be used for health and well-being, and maybe we'll do a little reading, and as always, questions from you guys. But I did this morning take some wormwood. I don't know if you know what this is. It's probably the most bitter plant substance on the planet, because I took some about half an hour ago, and I can still taste it in my mouth. It's so absurdly bitter. I'm like, there's no way to get rid of the taste. And it was actually broken down with something else too. So, anyways, we'll wait and see who shows up, and we'll go from there. Let's see, how would you? This is cool. I like this. We'll do this today. We'll do this in slate. And I guess I'll, as usual, wait until some people show up. It is an odd hour for me doing shows, so people might not recognize that. And as usual, people do not get... It's kind of the luck of the draw, because most people tell me that their little bell there next to YouTube doesn't work. They don't get notifications. Can't really do shit about that. But I do have a book that I might read out of. And as per usual, if you have any questions, I will happily answer them concerning just about anything, especially health and esoterics and occult and I don't know, whatever. So we will wait. We'll see who shows up at this strange hour. But I did figure out how to set my phone up a little better. Usually I'm screwing with it over here, but I've realized that this chair here works pretty nice. Carson, exactly. And I've wondered many times about how many people would really show up if they got notified. Usually it's just the luck of the draw that somebody scrolls through, oh, Zen's doing a video. And they show up. A lot of people would be like, man, I've wanted to see you live. It's like, turn on the notifications. They're like, it doesn't work. I haven't had anybody that tells me the notification works whenever I do videos. Really weird, right? Tells you something. Not sure what that is, but yeah, man. I had the thought many times, and I've told people here, if you go to my other channel, if I get 1,000 subs over there, I can do live over there. And I told you, here's two things. First off, if you go over to my other channel and sub over there, Zen Alchemist, if I get 1,000 subs, I can do lives over there, and maybe that will change something. Because I don't know. But I take that as a compliment, one. And two, I don't really want... I don't want a giant audience. Not because I care whether or not people get the... I wish people would get the information, but I know that the more audience, more stupid questions. And I would just have to repeat myself all the time over dumb shit. And because my videos aren't tagged well enough where I can be like, hey, just go back to this video and watch this one. Yeah, so I guess who should find my information when they should. That's how it works. So that I take the giant the universal construct, meaning if my higher self, if that's what I want to use, or if I'm God, or with some creative universal force, the universal prime creator, the UPC, right? So yeah, but in all, too, I'm glad they take notice. And I think that if there is anybody, including my higher self, another version of me, making sure that I don't have to deal with all the extra nonsense and bullshit, I appreciate that. I'd rather not have, 50,000 subs. Just it wouldn't doesn't stroke my ego that I do or don't. The creative force, the CF. I like the UPC because the UPC code and the Universal Prime Creator. I like that. I think it's interesting. And as I was saying earlier, or in my last video, I don't know if I said in this one. I don't even know where I am right now. Where am I? I might take you guys on a journey through my kitchen and my cupboards, and talk about herbs and things. Oh, you like it because it's your initials. Okay. This won't be too long. I'm not gonna be on here very long right now. This will just be more to prime people with a little bit of information, and because I still haven't taken Puppy Head outside yet, but she's good until like maybe noon. She gets up and chills and has a snack and then goes out like noon. So I'm going to do this until my dog wants to go out, and then I'll come back and do an actual show. That way, people that show up will know that I'm coming back to do a show. So, let's see, what is 7 minutes in here? You were here for some of my show yesterday, right? I was reading out of this book. I was reading out of this book right here. But man, this is going to be a little difficult to read because I drank some wormwood. I don't know if you know what wormwood is, but it's basically, for me and as anybody that I've given some to, it is the most bitter element you could possibly imagine. It's so bitter that I took some. It was a tincture that I made years ago, so it's in an alcohol-based solution. And I took some about 20 minutes ago, and it's still making my mouth like dry and bitter and tart, and I can't get rid of it. When it's bitter, you know it's good medicine. All the alkaloids and shit, tannins and alkaloids and all the other fun stuff in there. So I want to read out of this, but I'm probably gonna be smacking my lips a little bit, so not that I don't anyways, but I'll wait till about 10 minutes and then start reading out of this, see how far I can get, and then we'll see. I don't know what I want to read right now because I don't want to go into anything too good, because I'm going to save that for when I come back. But everything in here is pretty good. Yeah, man, I might not be able to even read out of this right now because I can tell that my mouth is so dry. Maybe I go get a lemon. Maybe go bite on a lemon or something. I guess I'll just kick it with you guys for a little bit, and if anybody has any questions or comments, please share them now. And I will answer them. Let me go in my meditation. Let me channel something. Wait, huh? Okay. Just channeled myself. So here I am. I don't know if you know that's a good way to get right into yourself. You have to channel it. Man, there's so many good chapters in here. I think I've read this entire book, but never front to back. It's impossible. Echinacea. Echinacea. I don't know that I've ever had that by itself. I might have bought some, but I don't think I ever made a tincture out of it or used it other than like maybe in a tea with something else. I mean, I've used echinacea, but like echinacea and St. John's but no, I don't think it compares at all to wormwood by itself. Wormwood or mugwort. Wormwood and mugwort are the absurdly bitter. I'm still dealing with this right now. It's gonna be. It's like dries the sides, the corners of your tongue, like where your salivary glands are supposed to be working. I'll try to read something out of this. Let's read Brains 101. Let's talk a little bit about words. Words have power. They have impact, feeling, attitude, and thus behavior. Words are your mental power. Brains 101 has to begin with words. Fruits, vegetables, light, water, walking, love, those are wonderful, healthy words, but there's something that's a little disturbing. Just like today's eating that can tend to provide more food and less nutrition, it seems to be a 21st century trend to have more words and less meaning. Have you ever noticed that a lot of people don't seem to speak plain English anymore? It seems as if the corporate world is awash with trendy pop psychology, balderdash nonsense, really, what I call verbal poppycock. We find it necessary to decipher much of what we hear and read only to find out that many times words are being used to say very little. This has evolved into what we call evacuous language or simply an empty vocabulary. Evacuous language. Yeah, I can't do this right now. I'm gonna have to. It's too difficult on my dry mouth. I got cotton mouth. I didn't smoke weed this morning. It's not cotton mouth I'm smoking. Maybe this will help. Let's see what I got in here. Here's another tincture that I made. I've made quite a few tinctures. It's rose. Just roses and alcohol. So for anybody here in the background that has just arrived, I will be doing this for a little bit here until I need to take Puppy out and then come back and scrub my person and put on some clothes. Aloe vera might help. Let me try that out right now. I got some in the fridge. It did a little bit. Yeah, it helped a little bit. But it's still not enough to me for me to read out of that book right now. Because I'm still gonna be sucking on my cheeks trying to get some saliva working. Oh, so anyways, yeah. So for everybody here, we're just gonna kick it for a little bit. What's up, Junie? We'll kick it for a little bit, and I'm gonna take the dog for a walk in about half an hour, and then I'll come back and we'll do an actual show. When my what's up, L? What's up, 33? once this bitter medicine has worn off. Oh shit! You know what? Maybe this will work. Some ginger candy. Maybe that will help. It is a sunshiny day, huh? It's beautiful outside. I think it's supposed to be 80 something today. And for show number 2, maybe I'll clean up my kitchen a little bit. I'll take you on a journey through all the herbs and tinctures and remedies, and maybe I'll do a couple different shows. One on food for health. One herbs. Maybe one on the cool little toys we got here. Keep yourself in here. I put you all onto this before. Get one of these. It's for your feet. Simple. I got this for like $1, but you probably go online and get one for like $5-10. Just roll it around on the bottom of your feet. One of the best things. Get all those little knots out of there. Circulation goes through the roof. Feet feel better. Best things in the world. Really. Because all of your energy gets stagnated in your feet. Density, buoyancy. Pulls everything in the feet. Like my toes have been jammed up for years. Playing sports. Tight shoes. Just not, And this right here. That's what's up. Oh yeah, what kind of oregano you got? I used to have what is it? Was oregano come in different flavors, or is that just spearmint? Like pineapple? I think pineapple oregano. Is that right? I used to grow some herbs. Oh, basil. Basil. There's a lot of different kinds of basil. And chocolate. Basil's a really interesting peppery plant. Like sometimes dried basil has a wildly different flavor than fresh basil. Fresh basil, to me, sometimes, like when you eat a tomato basil salad, sometimes the basil is way too peppery. It's like, I like it a little more sweet basil. Yeah, I've never gone that deep into gardening where I know all the different kinds of plants, but I do know they do exist. Fermented cacao. Never even considered it. Oh, lemon basil is great. So for all of you other freaks and geeks in the background, I'll just let you know, I'm going to do an actual show where I'll be reading and doing some things, probably like an hour or so. Right now, just to let people know, because nobody gets notifications that I'm actually live, so they have to just show up and, oh, look at that, Zen's doing a show. And so I'll just let you know now that I'll do an actual Show probably around noon. Noon my time. What's up, Journey? We just kicking it, talking about whatever. Feel free to jump in with a question if you got one, or just random subjects. It can be really much to this. Yeah, sweet basil is where it's at. I got nothing to teach right now. I can't. I got dry mouth right now. So I can't read out of this book, and I can't go any of the long Zen spiels. Is it spiel or spiel? Can I say spiel? Is it like a Spielberg? Steven Spielberg? Oh, I'm not eating, man. I got candy in my mouth. That's not why. No, I was saying earlier, Adam Crow. I'd taken some wormwood, and it's so bitter that my salivary glands are not really functioning too well right now. All right, Journey. Well, check it out. I'm gonna do a show probably like in an hour or so, like an actual show. This is just we're gonna be just talking shit right now. Maybe something cool comes up. We'll find out. Lemon trees. Oh, the smell of lemons. Ah. There's a couple places around here where I can find fruit trees. There's a couple of streets that have trees all over the place. A lot of them are the winter oranges, satsumas, but it's not really winter anymore. So satsumas, and there's a couple. There's like a college. There's a college over there, and off of one of the streets is like part of the park, and it's all of these different fruit trees. She legit is. Peace out, Junie. She legit is like an amplifier for everything else. That's basically what it does. And on its own, it's kind of just like it's an upper, I guess. I think the proper word is an adaptogen. So it's an adaptogen for other things. But as like if you were just to take that by itself, it seems to be a stimulant. At least that's what I've noticed. Yeah, by itself, it's a perfectly good, you know. It's got all of the herbs, or it's got all of the vitamins and minerals and everything you need. And on its own, it seems to be a food upon itself, but it also does. It is an adaptogen and an amplifier for things. I am the substance, huh? there was a there was a day maybe 2 years ago where I was walking. I was on a fast, and I was walking through the city, and there was rosemary bushes in the middle of the city, and I was smelling the rosemary, and like I fucking tripped out. Like it was like doing it was like doing a psychedelic. Where like I smelled it and it was so intense it like vibrated the world. It was crazy. I was on no other substance. I was just fasting. It wasn't even that far into a fast either, but it was so rich and intense, and it was like, ugh. But yeah, here there's so many, like right now, walking around outside, there's gonna be a lot of awesome smelling flowers going on. April showers bring May flowers, but here it happens a little earlier, I think. There's gonna be a lot of things blossoming right now. That's why they call me grandma. She legit, yo. And Adam, thank you. The concept of doing something. Exactly. Like people are like, what are you doing? I'm like, everything? Nothing? I don't. It's still elusive to me what should be done in any moment. Like what is the proper course of action here? I don't ever know. And I'm always reminded of that because of so many times in my life that I've done something that I was certain this is helpful to somebody, and they fucking hated me for it, or they didn't appreciate it, they didn't want it, they didn't need it, and I was like, that was the right thing, that was the good thing, that was the wholesome thing to do. And there's other times I've been a complete fucking prick to people. I've been an asshole to people, and a day later, a week later, or even during the moment, they were like, thank you, I needed that. Well, I was like, oh, I'm wrong. I'm wrong for this. I'm coming out the pocket. This is wrong. This is stupid. What a goofy thing this is to do. And then somebody was like, oh, thank you. I needed to hear that. I don't know how many times I've heard that. So then it blows my mind. Like, I thought I was being a good person yesterday, and people shit all over me for it. And I know I'm being an asshole right now, and people are thanking me for it. Where are we? Yeah. So, yeah. I've always heard you could you tell someone the truth, but make them laugh, or they'll kill you. Objectively being subjective of the subjective viewpoint of objectivities. I don't. Hmm. I think it has something also to do with like, some people need the. I never really bought into the tough love bullshit, but there is something about like, some people need that kind of motivation where other people don't. There's the left hand, the right hand. There's the soft gentle way, and then there's the prickly and the gooey. There's the and people have different constitutions of mind and spirit. They respond differently, and you can't really ever know. You can't really ever what is someone's prime motivative force. You don't know. I mean, you could break it down to like self survival, and some people money is their motivative force, and some is family, some is friends, some is food. So you can break it down to some simple things, certainly. But if you're being very like heartfelt and honest, like what is someone's prime motivative force? You can't say it's love. You can never say that because the definition for love is completely undefinable. You ask 100 people, they're going to tell you 100 different things. So that's never a thing. Love is the answer. No, it's not. Stop saying stupid things. When people say love is the answer, love everything. Stop saying stupid things. That's my answer. You're an idiot. I'm an idiot? Why? What are you so mad about? You should love that. You should love the fact that I called you an idiot. Thought that's the answer. But what is this thing? What is this thing? It's just falling through my head. It's love. It's like trying to grasp onto sand, and it's just, where did it go? What is it? She legit is the Indian Viagra. I've never used it for that purpose. The best source of Viagra is Yohimbe. Yohimbe is Viagra. Yohimbe. Yohimbe. Yeah, that shit is. If you got blood pressure problems, take some of that. But it will heat you up, and it will your ears will get red, you'll get flushed. It's powerful stuff. Yohimbe. I bought some of it, like I bought like 8 ounces of it, not knowing that I would never in my life ever need more than 2 ounces of it. Like, completely. Like, I'm taking even more than an eighth of a teaspoon is insane. If you want to stay, ugh, strong like bull. Gooey prickles and the prickly goo, exactly. Yeah, that's a way to look at it. I mean, there's people confuse love and like, love and compassion, love and empathy, love and desire, love and see. It's because it's an all-encompassing. It's to me the most grossly overused word in the English language. It's a disgusting word to me. It's a filthy, dumb, stupid, inane, idiotic, ridiculous, retarded, absurd, fruitless. Why say it? People say it all the time. I fucking love you. I love you. I love McDonald's. I love that food. Do you love that? Oh, I love that thing. Do you really love that? Stop using it. That people overuse the word to the point it's useless. The word love is useless in the English. Oh, is it vernacular? No. Stop. I'm gonna make another video. And it's gonna be called "Stop Using the Word Love" because you don't fucking mean it. Because you don't know what it means. So stop using it. Go define it and then go ahead and then tell me what it means. And then start using it properly. You don't say, I'm gonna go sit on that chair if it's a cactus. You don't say that. But you'd say love just about anything. I love that chair. I love that cactus. I love that thing. That's what people do. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. So, thus the confusion in the world. And I think the confusion of the world starts with people's inability to understand and express what they deem the term love to be. But that's just my opinion. That love sucks as a word. Maybe broaden your vocabulary horizons. Maybe broaden the words you can use, so that way you don't choose to use the word love when you mean adore, like, I prefer, I enjoy. Oh, that's nice. That's wonderful. That's pleasant. Cordial. That's excellent. That's an essence. I require that. I need that. I enjoy that. I want that. Then you stop going, oh, I love that. 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 I like that. I like that. I like that. If all you got is love and like in your life, how the hell so you got two things? You got two choices? Here's my category of things I like. Here's things I don't like. Here's things I hate. Here's things you got 4 categories. Maybe if you broaden that, you can start putting different bins together, and then you can really qualify what you do actually love rather than using it about everything. I love that TV show. No, you fucking don't. Stop it. Whoa. I don't like that. Precepts and attachments. Via, what's up, Stephen K? Divine Hazel Light, maybe you have. I don't know you, so I don't know that you have or haven't. I don't know your experiences. Maybe you have. But I don't necessarily believe you, but I don't not believe you. Because I don't know what your terms are for what you believe that thing love to be. You know? You could get into the 4 types of love. We could start there. I think that's a good primer. Who wrote that book? 4 Types of Love by Lewis Carroll. The love like you have for an animal, the parental love, love as a general human nature, and love for a significant other. Those are the 4 standard Those are the premium. That's the premium. No, that's the standard package right there. That's the standard package of love. Everyone's experienced those four kinds of love. The love that you have for a child, the love that you have for a significant other, the love that you have for an animal, and the love you have for a general sense of humanity. Those that everyone has that standard package installed. Beyond that, it's chopping it up, and then there's amplifying it too. Usually it's something to do with an individual, and then also the collective. Those are the two major ones. I mean, there's self-love, which a lot of people never talk about, but because that's egotistical. You don't want to be an egotistical narcissist and love yourself too much, because that will come off really wrong. How dare you love yourself? How dare you like yourself? How dare you act like it? It's often used for lust. Yeah. Lust is lost, huh? I love lamp. Yes. Moth God. Well, hopefully some of your essays, my words have assisted you with, and some people have said that my voice is somewhat monotonous and monotone and causes somewhat of a binaural essence in your mind. Like it throbs in right in here, right in here. What up, essay? Yeah, Carson. Hmm. That was quick right there, Carson. That was quick. I didn't see that at first. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, I almost shook off this. I took some more melatonin last night, man, just because I just haven't got so much sleep, and just want to get in that delta realm. But when you get up after taking melatonin, you've produced so much that it kind of gives you a little bit of a hangover in the morning, like kind of like just heavy, drowsy. Almost shook it off. Damage your headphones so they play different frequencies. I can actually do that with my voice if you want. Oh, hold on. I don't know if I can do it right now because I'm gonna start laughing. Oh, I can't do it right now. I'll do it later. I can't do it when I'm thinking about it though. You know the throat chanting where they can like hit two. I'm pretty sure I could do that. um, Adam, I like that. That's about correct. It is. That's about correct. And it's so funny because the video I was gonna make this morning, I got up and I wrote down a bunch of things, just because I want to. Not like I wrote down like a whole. It just says titles because that's all I need. I need a title that I can go and talk all day on it. And it was how this is the it. It is Stephen King's It virus, IT. It's information technology virus. That's all it is. It's people using too much technology that they've become. It's been going on for a long time, but there's an overabundance of information that people have so much information, so there's a quantity, but there's no quality of information. Nobody knows what the hell they're talking about. Nobody knows how to condense something down to the really that nugget, that essence, that wisdom, that something, because there's so much information. And now People get more information quicker. It's like, what is it? What is all of that information doing? Okay, so what it's called is trivial pursuit. Trivial pursuit. What's trivia? Nothing. It's nothing. Who cares that you can name all the presidents? They didn't do shit for you anyways. Who cares that you can name all the state capitals? Who cares? Who cares that you can, it's all trivial. What about scholarship? What about a deepening of insight and knowledge into the mysteries of the world, of yourself? Nobody cares about that shit because they have all the information they need, all of it. But what they don't respect or even consider is that there's so much information. No matter what your information that you have is, I can find something that counteracts it. Anything that you believe, I can find the exact opposite of. And you go, well, but this is the truth. I don't know about that, B. Anything anybody finds on the internet, you can find the exact opposite. So what are you gonna do? What you gonna do? Uh-oh, Carson, you see my reptilian eyes? Fuck. I'm gonna have to check that out on the rewind. I might have to take this one down. So much knowledge that you're stupid, yeah. It's like going to a buffet. A buffet of food, you're hard pressed to find good food. You can find all the food, but not good food. Yeah, Adam Crow, as Neville Goddard said, facts overrun the world. This world is not built upon facts. It's based upon imagination and creating out of imagination. Facts are a residual effect of imagination, which can be altered just about at any point. Consider history. Consider the stories that we've been told. Consider what we can look at as what we'd see as fact. We can go look at a building and go, yeah, I'm not sure that they would have built a building this way. It looks like that was mud flooded, and why would they put the windows down there? What about this facade? How many floors underground? That seems to be a truth. But the fact is, the books that say, no, that's the way they were built, and they were built last winter. The winner writes history. Yeah, and I would say even the word rights, WRITES, I think is also RIGTH or RIGHTS, rights, which means they use the right hand path. They write it. They don't give the center point of it. They give it the right path of it. So I think there's something there too. So they certainly don't give the complete breakdown of history. You'd wager? I would take that wager. I think you're 80%. Well, there's the 80-20 rule. I would say you're probably on the low end of that. I would go well higher than that. Yeah, the 80%, I mean, if we know that they can use some truth, so politicians use truth to tell lies, comedians use lies to tell truth. But just looking at it from a larger perspective, history, media, blah blah blah, what they're doing with it is about 95% bullshit. I would say even higher than that. I would say 95 because that would get in the 5%ers, you got the 80%ers, the 10%ers, right? There's but the 80-20 rules pretty much applies. So I would take that gamble. Yeah, generous with it. Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. But it's not, and it's not that it's because too many people won't ask questions. If you if you ask a question, you're a fool for a second. If you don't ask a question, you're a fool for a life. Not enough people ask questions and question the answers, and they don't. They're good with the status quo. They're just on to the next thing. Why does that matter? Who really cares? How does that affect my life? That's the standard cattle call. How does that affect my life? What is that doing? Who cares about the mud floods? That shit's done. Who cares that history is bullshit? Who cares? Who cares if the earth is not the shape we've been told? Who cares that that's the what does that affect me? And even if you tell them, they don't want to hear it. They're asking when they say, how does that even affect me? They're asking it in a um what's the word called whenever you ask a question but you're not really looking for an answer? What's the term? It's kind of early. So my brain is not functioning at 100% capacity. Um, somebody knows this. It's an easy one. When you ask when like you're asking a question, but you don't really rhetorical. Yes, like I don't really. It's not well. See, rhetorical. That's not actually the right. That's not the right word. Rhetorical means I know the answer, but I'm saying it rhetorically as if like you should know the answer and I know the answer. Don't answer it. I'm talking about like somebody that just doesn't want to know the answer. They're asking a question and they just don't want to know the answer. They're just asking the question because they assume you won't answer it because they just want you to shut the fuck up because they don't care about the answer. People ask you shit that they don't really want to know the answer to. They don't care. It's been built into them. They don't care. Why is it built into them that they don't care? Because they sat down in school for 12 years listening to people tell them shit that doesn't matter that they don't care about. So why all of a sudden do they want to listen more and learn more from other people that are probably going to bullshit them the same way? So it's been programmed into them. They don't give a shit about they don't give a shit about learning because they think learning is akin to sitting down for 12 years and being taught and instructed in stupid shit that doesn't affect their life. Trigonometry. Who cares? Who's the president of the United States? Who fucking cares? Who name something. If we could go through the entire curriculum of the underground history of American education, go the whole curriculum, and then we go out here in public and ask somebody what piece of information have they used other than the alphabet, which they probably already knew before they went to school from their parents. But let's see. So just get rid of the alphabet and numbers. Like, okay, you can speak and okay, good. But beyond that, what pieces of information have you used from school? Do you really care what state capitals are? What does that matter? This doesn't affect you. It really doesn't. Who cares if the name of Idaho's capital is Potato Latke? Who cares? Who cares? What does it affect you? It doesn't. Advanced mathematics? Never used. Only to lie to people. Theoretical shit, that's where that's going. History? Not a damn thing of it is true, so you ain't learning anything from that. Learn from history or you're deemed to repeat it. Well, but what about the fact that the history was not true to begin with? Okay. So, what have we learned here? What did I learn in 6th grade that I'm using today? What about 8th grade? What about 12th grade? I don't know. I can't think of a damn thing. It's all trivial nonsense. It sets you down for 10 to 12,000 hours of your life. Fed you shit food, shit information. You shit down. It's about the size of it. Exactly, Adam Crow. And even funny. Growing up, I always did apply myself. I was pretty decent in school up until a point. Then I kind of started to see the game, but because I was just like, oh, I got to get good grades. Mom and Dad want good grades. I don't want to be the dummy. I don't want to be the kid getting D's. I don't want that. I want to be back of class. I want to be getting C's and be an average kid. I want the good grades. What is that going to get me? Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Here's a snack. Here, put the carrot over the shoulder. Okay, we're going to go to college now. For what? Yeah, I hear you on that. What did Gandhi say? What did Gandhi say? So if you want to change society, you want to change the world, change your country. If you want to change your country, change your state. If you want to change your state, change your city. If you want to change your city, change your town. If you want to change your town, change yourself. That's what he said. I guess. Complacency is intelligence. This is correct. Not non-questioning people are considered the most intelligent. People that sit down and deal with the shit, the rigmarole, and then they just they regurgitate it, just regurgitate the nonsense. Those are the most highly esteemed people on the planet. People that can regurgitate ridiculous facts. They're not even facts. Well, you'll have no luck convincing your parents until you convinced yourself. The thing with traveling the globe, though, it's a lot of loopholes. Not of loopholes. A lot of loop. You got a lot of things to jump hoops. Excuse me, hoops to jump through. And you have to have money. You can't just all these people that be traveling the world. You got 90% of them. They got bankroll. They got mommy and daddy's money. They got you know. And the other ones, they decided they're going to work hard for a couple years, put a bunch of money away, and then travel. So there's ways to do it for certain, but ugh. Oh yeah, there you go. Hitchhiking ain't gonna work no more. It's obscene. Did anybody see that Black Mirror episode of when society became the point where everybody had a social score, and so you'd have to be extra friendly to people. And there was a point this chick's social score goes down. She's trying to get somewhere and hitchhike, and it's pretty interesting. Hmm. Um, Adam Crow, we don't. I don't have that problem here. I mean, New Orleans, nobody cares. We're on sidewalks, but in parts of the city, you can't. You have to be in the street because the sidewalk is so broken down. So we kind of walk in the streets. Everybody walks in the streets. I mean, in certain areas, because the sidewalks are trash. But I hear what you're saying. What's up, Journey? Yeah, chant learning. Chant learning is rote learning. ROTE, which comes from the church, the cycle, the circle, the rote, rota. To rotate, rota. This is where you get rote learning. This is why I chant. So you have a teacher, preacher, same word. And then you have the pupils, the students, the pews. Their teacher stands up, preacher stands up, you sit down, you sit down. So they stand above you, they preach something to you, and then I will say it back to you. And it lodges something into the left brain. So becomes a mantra. Worst kind, but they alter you. It's a bunch of priestcrafts, man. Yeah, it's the like teachers don't know it, but they're preachers, and they're priestcraft. They just don't understand what they're doing. They have an altar. Their altar is their desk. Preachers don't even understand it to the degree that they should. I mean, they know they're a priest, but they don't understand they're performing a magic ritual. Most of them don't, which is why you have an altar. If you're a pagan, if you practice magic, you have an altar. So do they, but they're altering a mass where you do it yourself and you're altering yourself. What's up, Braxis? A preacher is a pre-teacher. There's some truth there, definitely. What's up, Jessica London? Oh, what's up, man? Saifan. Yeah, I wish I could assist you with that. I don't know. I don't fucking know, dude. I'll go. I mean, I can go through and check and see if any of my, because sometimes people have gotten like shit gets shut off on my end sometimes. You know, I've had people like, did you block me? I'm like, no. And I go and like, there's like a bunch of people like, these people I didn't block. There's some people I block because fuck them. But I don't think I blocked you. I'll check. I'll jump on. Maybe next show I'm gonna come back on here in like a half an hour and do an actual show where I'm gonna read and stuff. But I'll see if I blocked you. But I don't know why I would have. It's few and far between that I actually go through the effort of blocking someone. I got to push like 3 buttons. That's ridiculous. But yeah, a lot of people like they don't. I have no control over whether people get. I have no control over whether or not people get notifications that I'm doing a show, and no one gets notifications that I'm doing a show. And a bunch of people said their comments don't show up. I'm like, I don't know what to do about that. It's not on me, dude. This is why I was trying to figure out where else to take my show to, so we don't have those hiccups that YouTube provides. And I tried to go to a couple different, but nobody followed me. Nobody went over there and followed me. So, I might try that other BitTube or something. It's pretty much set up the same as YouTube, but it's set up where there's like basically no oversight on it. You just do a show, and there's no like moderators and shit. You were saying some crazy stuff. I mean, if it was a while ago and I was drunk, there's a possibility I blocked you, but I don't think so. Usually, if I'm drunk, I just in turn just talk shit with whoever is talking shit. I don't know. I mean, there's Hey, Divine Hazel, are you telling me that's actually not? Are you telling me that's not Siphon? Is that hey, Divine Hazel? Is that what you're saying? That person's not real. Abraxas is not a real person. It's just a computer algorithm. Is that what you're saying? Hell, I'll ask the computer. I'll ask the computer program a very what kind of system override questions could I ask a computer program that wouldn't be able to answer it properly? Okay, if you were to divide your butthole in half with a spaghetti strainer, how many turds would come through the spaghetti strainer if you were to not have diarrhea? That's a valuable question. All right, Adam Crow, have a good day, man. And I'll be on here later if you want to come through. 813. Decent answer. Decent. But I don't think there's that many holes in a spaghetti strainer. Way less than that. Unless I don't know, unless it's one of those really big spaghetti strainers. I don't know. Have you ever crapped into a spaghetti strainer? I did a couple times. Whenever I was doing coffee enemas, because I wanted to see what the hell was, what if the whole thing was going, it was really happening. Like there was like little worms and shit and weird shit coming out. Pretty interesting. You should try it. Go shit into a spaghetti strainer. You get notifications, Journey. Yeah, most people don't. What's up, Earth? Jessica London, yeah. Well, Jessica, I'll say the gases from the chemtrails. I haven't been seeing any chemtrails in the past couple of weeks, which is interesting, and a couple other people have commented on that too. But I think the plasma apocalypse Jay Dreamer style is probably going to happen. I'll say that much. I'll get into that later. The 5G thing, Corona, is it made up? Of course it's made up. They tell you it is. It's told to you. It says novel coronavirus. Novel means, what's a novel? It means fiction. It's fake. Novel coronavirus. And it's not, remember, it's not coronavirus is two words. It's coronavirus one word. One word, not corona, then meaning the virus is called corona. Coronavirus is the word. The word is coronavirus. It's all one word. So you don't get to split up the word virus. So it doesn't mean it's a virus. It means novel, fake word. Fake word. And the word is coronavirus, meaning mind virus. So in the one word means mind virus. And the mind virus is through COVID-19, AI-19, artificial intelligence. It's 5G, meaning there's more information going into your head that is causing you chaos. It's not causing everyone chaos. That's the thing. This is why I've been going on years ago. Like, everybody's like, oh, 5G is terrible. I'm like, no, it's terrible for people that have filth in their body. It's going to amplify the amplification and the AM and FM, amplitude and frequency modulation are going to go up. Just like in the plasma, just like every energy in the system. It's all going up. And if your body has a bunch of sickness and disease, it's going to have to get out somehow. So it's either going to overrun your body and you're going to get sick and have a flu and everything comes out and you become healthier, or you become over sick and overburdened and croak, you die. And that's why old people will die. That's why sick people will die. Because when you upgrade the amperage or the frequency, now take this into an electrical system, which your body is, and you put that into an electrical system. If you put too much amperage, you put too much, and the wires are too small, you're going to fry the thing. And that's what will happen to people. Now take that into the information consideration. If you have more information and more powerful information, that's going to fry people's brains. And if they got all the time in the world to research, either they're gonna strain through these things and kind of figure things out and realize it's a mind virus. it's a nocebo placebo effect. Some people will overanalyze things, cause their brain to just overheat and think too much, and other people. But from a real world standpoint, 5G, the network, the frequencies, the microwaves are all real. The plasma that's from the sun and everything that's going on, that's all real. There's an uptick in energy on the planet because of larger cycles that are going on. So yeah, it's real in that sense. It's fake in the sense that it's this spooky boogeyman virus that's gonna, make everyone sick. Well, kind of. It's just, remember, it's an information virus. It's a microwave virus, and by virus, I don't even like using that word because it's not. It's coronavirus is one word. It's very important. They tell you that they have to, and by they, it's not bad people. It's just the people that are providing the information. Novel coronavirus, 2 words. Novel, look it up. Coronavirus, 1 word. See? Now, if that was split to corona and then virus, that would mean something different. But it's not spelled that way. Spelling is very important. This is a magical land. You had diarrhea, is throwing off your calculations. But corona, in the sense, corona means crown, so it has to do with the sun. It has to do with magnetics. It also means mind. It also means the crown chakra. Yeah. Is it any wonder that on the 93rd day of the year, Corona factory stopped making Corona beer? 93rd day. The sun is apparently 93 million miles away. If you look up the number 93, it's all encoded. It's just how it's done. It tells you if you pay attention. And you have all this time off. You could go start studying etymology. You could start studying gematria. You could look into some of the codes, and it's pretty simple. But it is more close to the flu. It's the flu. Flu means to open something. So if you have a chimney and you flue the chimney, you let the heat out. A flu is a natural thing. It's a natural occurrence for humans to have the flu. Meaning, if you did a bunch of stupid shit and ate all the nasty stuff, when it gets hot, your body's going to burn off those things, and it's going to have to find a way out. You're either going to vomit, you're going to shit, you're going to sweat. It's going to come out of your body somehow. So people get diarrhea all the time. People vomit sometimes. People sweat. People get rashes. There's things that happen. And it's your body saying, your organs got something clogged up in there. We got to get rid of this. And the heat helps that. Movement helps that. That's what's occurring. And a vaccine, unless, and so here's the next show I'm going to do. I'm going to repeat this the next show, but I'm going to say it right now. If this thing just came out recently, this whole coronavirus thing, if it just came out, if it just happened, there's no way there could be a vaccine for it for the next 3 years. Why? Clinical trials. Their own set of rules states that they have to go through 5 phases. Phase 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And each one of those phases is testing pharmaceutical the pharmaceutical companies. There's testing that goes on. The first test takes X number of weeks. Then before humans even are given, even a human is given anything, you're almost a year into it. Then finally someone that is sick gets the pharmaceutical. And that's a small number, like 10 people. And then they have to study that, and they have to study the efficacy. Learn the word efficacy. And then they have to say, do no harm. We have to hurt a very small number of people if we can do good with this thing. And those trials, that will take years. at least 3 or 4 years to figure out whether or not this little white pill or this vaccine that we started with maybe animals, I don't know. But when they started putting that into humans, they had to study that for a very long time to see how long, like how long does it, okay, here's a month, here's 2 months, here's 3 months, and here's 10 people. Okay, and then they have to study what happens for the next 6 months, 8 months, a year after that to see if it's even because there might be something that occurs after that, and they can't be just giving people something that in 2 months will actually kill them. They can't do that. That's even according to even though they have very low levels of empathy and standards and all of this, even for those businesses, even for those corporations, even within the studies, they have to. It'll take 3 or 4 years. So there's no way they could have a vaccine for coronavirus or COVID-19 if they are even suggesting that they exist, unless 4 or 5 years ago they came out with that and they studied. Actually, they would have had to done it 10 years ago, because they would have had to come out with the poison first, and then they would have had to figure out how the poison was working, and then go along and then see if they could provide a panacea for the poison. And that would take many years. So there's no way if they ever say anytime this year, if they say there's a vaccine for it, that can't possibly be true. 100% fact it can't be true. How could they have studied it? How? Show me. Couldn't be done. Just facts. Oh, Jay Marley, this stream is not this. Like I said, this one is and for everybody else here now, this was just spitballing with you guys, shooting the shit, talking about whatever. Because I have to go take my doggy out, and I'm gonna take a quick shower, clean up myself. I'm gonna wash my hands real good. I might even wash my butthole. I'm gonna wash my butthole first, then I'll wash my hands. Anyways, to take my dog out, and then I'll come back and I'm gonna read from this book, and I'll get into a couple other things, and I'll it won't be this hodgepodge mess of things here. Fruity Pebbles is what's up. What's up, Junipers? Zero content here. Nothing good here for anybody. Well, see, Divine Hazel, that's the thing is it's still not a virus, because a virus doesn't exist. You can't isolate a virus in a laboratory. It's never been done. It can't be done, because viruses don't exist. So they have to use different words, and they have to do. It's kind of like when they said polio doesn't exist. No, all they did was get rid of the name polio. Now it's called a bunch of different things. MS is one of them, but they turned polio into 20 different things. Basically the only thing that happens is the doctors cannot use the word polio anymore. That's all that happened, and that's the only thing they ever solved. Silly. I mean, I get you on planning it for years, but I mean planning it from the sense that, look at this nonsense. Look at this complete utter nonsense. And it's a few people just bullshitting for money, power, control. Yeah. So there we go. What are some of the other ones? I can't think of them off the top of my head, but anything to do. You could probably just look up what are other names. A buddy of mine, actually, funny enough, he just posted something the other day on this subject, but it might be in this book here. I might be able to find some of that next show. So check it out, y'all. Everybody here, feel free to come back in about 45 minutes. Let's see what time it is. It's almost noon now, so yeah, about 45 minutes, 12:30 or so, my time, maybe a little after that. And I'll actually do, now that all of the wormwood and bitterness is out of my mouth, I can do some reading for you. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed this, and I've answered some of your questions, comments, and as always, you can take your concerns and mail them to the EAD Foundation. That's eat a dick, because I don't really care. but hopefully you've enjoyed, and Have a beautiful afternoon if I don't see you. Have a beautiful evening, and do weird things, or just chill and listen to good music. Yeah, and I'll do that, man. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace out.